A bright Friday morning to you, Nigeria. The weekend is peeking around the corner. But before you get there, we've got the gist, the politics, and the pulse of the nation. Hey, I'm Samson Balogun.
And I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. This is Daybreak Live Extra, where we mix politics with perspective and sometimes a little humor with the truth.
And I'm Anulu Akpoido. Today we start with one of those political soundbites that Nigerians never fail to remix. Former Senator Shehu Sani says a camel will pass through the eye of a needle for Atiku to lose primaries.
Well, now whether you take that as political poetry or pure exaggeration, it speaks to the deep entrenchment of Nigeria's political elite and the way power clings to familiar names.
Exactly. It's also a reminder of how the stakes in our primaries often feel less like open contests and more like coronations with colorful metaphors to match.
But beyond the humor, it raises a serious point. How do we break cycles of predictability in politics and make the process more transparent, more competitive, and ultimately more democratic?
Well, ahead, we'll move into Daybreak News and later into newspaper headlines and analysis to unpack the issues shaping governance and society this morning.
And for our big story, we shift gears into the personal and entrepreneurial space. So we're talking about entrepreneurship and personal developments, the pillars of success, with Femi Peters, an entrepreneur, transformation speaker, and convener of the Primetime Conference in Ibadan.
Then we'll wrap things up with Trend Watch, where we'll pick up conversations that are buzzing across the country and making waves online.
So stay with us. It is Friday, it is firm but fun, and it's all happening right here on Daybreak Live Extra. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
Good to have you back.
Good morning.
Good to have you all back at once.
Yeah.
I think that solves it.
Exactly. Yeah. Together we are good.
Yeah, we're good together.
That's interesting. So it's that was a really big claim by former Senator Shehu Sani, saying, look, it will be very difficult for Atiku not to win the primaries. I mean, he has a point, actually. He has a point because when you look at Atiku Abubakar, he has been around for a long time, formerly of the SDP. There was a time during the electionary period of Hope 93 where MK Abiola was to vie for the ticket. Atiku Abubakar was there. He was already vying for the ticket then. So imagine from 1993 down to 2025, and 2027 is just around the corner. And he has always been there. He has been ever present. When you look at the political trajectory in Nigeria, you will see that Atiku is more or less like one of the pillars, the political pillars we have in the country. His name is always popping up, especially when you are talking about presidential elections in the country. So he has been around. And when you look at the few people who can successfully single-handedly bankroll a political party in Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar falls in that category. And he can actually get his way. Any political party finds himself, he will always do it. Unless the political party has a will and says, look, we don't want you to be our political, the flag bearer for our political party. That's the only reason Atiku will not get dedicated. Otherwise, I don't think anyone can snatch the ticket off Atiku.
I think you're very spot on, and I think Shehu Sani also has a very good point to say that, you know, it will take a lot for Atiku to lose primaries, because look at what happened in 2023. Even though the likes of Wiki decided to say, okay, I'm going to pour a lot on this and try to win it. At the end of the day, the likes of Tambuwa, you know, stepped down in a few hours to when the primaries was going to happen. So looking at what is going on, I really do not think he can lose should he decide to contest the primaries, because he has a is popular, and of course he knows how to win the hearts of people when it comes to people that will vote for him. And one more thing is what is going on currently about this Opamara is the fact that, you know, he granted an interview recently, I think on Wednesday, with BBC Awusa, where he said that, okay, he's willing to actually, you know, support, if any young candidate should emerge the winner of the primaries, he's willing to support him. But I don't understand why some media outlets, you know, are trying to, you know, twist that narrative or what he said, to say that Atiku said he's stepping down for a younger candidate. I'm stepping down is different from if a young candidate should win the primaries, I'm going to support him. So I don't know why. Maybe it's political, just to say that, okay, maybe Atiku is no longer interested, but we know that Atiku will contest, you know, come 2027. He's going to contest, and so he's saying that he wants to come and save Nigerians from, you know, the shackles that Nigerians are in. That is debatable, whether Nigerians are in shackles or not. So basically, I really agree with Shehu Sani to say that Atiku will win the primaries, but then anything can happen. This is Nigeria, and this is politics. Let's not be so sure that, okay, because it won primaries in 2023, he might still win again in 2027.
Okay, so I'll come from the comic angle of this. You know, there's a comical insinuation in this particular conversation. And if you check, I think one of the things, I know Sheikh Sani to be a Muslim, so he's quoting from the scriptures, and it's something I find it very nice, you know. It means like he's well read in a sense, you know. He's not just reading his religious books, he's also reading some other books as well. So that's like the angle I will force for, you know, try to talk about. But again, I would like to play the devil's advocate and not probably pitch my tent with yours. But, you know, if you say that kind of statement, does it mean that it's decided even before the campaign or the election would start to say you are sure that Atiku would get ahead of everyone? We understand the fact that he's in the thick of things, he's very prominent, he's well known, he's a big wig in the party. But again, to say that he has 100% chance of becoming their candidate, their flag bearer, is because why do we have primaries then? Why don't you just say there's no primary, whoever we give out, we have decided on that, and then there's no primary, we're not running any primary election, even at this party. Why do we have primaries? We have primaries so we can see, okay, we have candidates, let's check them out. Which one? So that's why, I mean, like, this negates the fact that primaries should be conducted. Otherwise, they should not conduct even the primary. If they believe, if Shehu Sani and other persons believe, okay, Atiku is the only person that can do us, that can serve us right and do better by the elections. I mean, why do you have the primaries in the first place? But, you know, I just wanted to say that I'm not so sure I like that kind of conversation, because if you were the next person who is supposed to contest in the primaries with Atiku, this will water you down.
Okay.
It will make you just say, oh, I don't have a chance. And that's not even good for their politics. I mean, everybody should come with their A game. Let's be on the same ground and let's contest.
Okay.
If whoever wins.
Okay, let me just speak on that. I think you have a very good point, but Shehu is just trying to speak from what has happened before in terms of the primaries and the PDP, because Atiku contested, you know, in 2015, contested again in 2023. So he's just trying to say that looking at what has happened before, he has like higher chances. But then I think I mentioned that, you know, this is politics. And I'm even thinking, I don't know whether any other person is thinking in this direction, that there is something that these members, the big shots in the ADC are planning that is not open to us yet. So it's just going to be a big shocker, and maybe come early 2026 or early 2027, that who knows, Atiku might not even contest. He might decide to step down in a few hours or few months to the election. So I feel like there are certain things that these opposition parties are trying to play. They are not making it so obvious to the public. They will just come with it, bah, and then I just say, wow, so this is what you guys were planning all the way before now. So that's the way I'm seeing this whole matter.
Okay, yeah.
Let's not conclude yet that, maybe Atiku will contest and win. It might decide not to contest.
I'm trying to make a case very quickly. I'm trying to make a case for whoever is going to contest against Atiku in that party. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. And again, if you say that, the person might say, okay, Atiku contested in the last few elections and he didn't win. So maybe it's not the right person. Why not have someone else who can win, who has never done it before, and just try?
It's not like that in
okay.
politics. You know, it's not always about how many times you contested and you lost. That still doesn't mean the people don't want you to rule them. You know, there's a distinct difference between party politics and then the actual politics we all see out there. So within the party, there's politics. Then outside and open to the general public, there's politics. Now, within the political party, there might be eminent personalities who don't want you to get the ticket. And that still does not mean the people don't want you. Sometimes the best candidates are sifted out of the process. And then the people will be the ones to bear the brunt. Now, going back to what you said about the requirements and the likes, you see, there is a requisite by INEC. INEC wants every political party to conduct a primary election to bring out a candidate, unless there's a consensus. Now, most times when there's a consensus candidate, there's always crisis after that. There's someone going to court and saying, look, I was disenfranchised, oh, I wasn't part of the whole process when a candidate was selected. So INEC might disqualify everyone just because someone is going to court. Now, instead of doing that, why not go to the field? Even though we know that this person has the upper hand, let's just take everyone to the field. And when that is done, INEC sees that you have conducted a successful primary election. Then that nullifies every form of doubt. And then there is a candidate for your political party. Now, what Shehu Sani is trying to say, I'm not speaking like I know Shehu Sani that much. But what I'm saying, in essence, is that Shehu Sani is trying to juxtapose the present with the past. As the Nigerian politics really changed in the last few years, since 1993 down to 2025? I don't think so. We still have the same set of people at the corridor of power. The current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has been in the Nigerian political landscape for a long time, for as far as that same 1993, was actually actively involved during the Nadeco period, down till this moment that he became president. Atiku Abubakar was of the same school of politics, right? And he has been around since then till now. Now look at everyone. Senator David Mark, who is now a member of the ADC. Do you know how many times he was a senator? He was Senate president for so long.
I think he was the longest serving.
Rauf Aregbesola too was governor in Osun State, was commissioner in Lagos. They have all been there. Rotimi Amechi, the same thing. They have all been there. So he's just saying, look, we still have the same sort of people. And if Atiku is still amongst these people, he's still going to get his way. Whether he's going to, I don't want to go down there. But the truth of the matter is, he knows who Atiku Abubakar is. He knows how influential he is, especially within the party. How many individuals do we have within the political ecosystem in Nigeria who can single-handedly fund a political party and survive? I don't think there are too many of them.
Okay, let me chip in, because recently Tambuwal granted an interview to say that he would rather support Atiku than support Wiki. And then Wiki gave us like a clearer explanation on what happened in the primaries of PDP 2022 to 2023 to say that, they found a way to make sure that Atiku won that primaries. And that's the basis of his problem with PDP, with the leaders of the PDP. So can we take a look back at what happened in 2022 to 2023? He felt betrayed, and that was because they felt like, okay, Atiku is the best person. So if you want to contest with the likes of Atiku, see, this thing is just trying to reason well, to see that, okay, these things have been happening over time. It's just like when you are supposed to compete with someone that has been winning maybe a particular award for years. Right. You have to calculate to see what is the reason, or why is this person winning all the time. So because of all of those things that they have seen in the political space, that's why the likes of Shehu Sani are coming out to say that it will be difficult for anyone to take it from Atiku. But then miracles can happen, surprises can happen. So that's the only thing that can actually take it away. But not often. But then
linking that back to what Shehu Sani said, back to what you said, Atiku Abubakar said recently, that look, if a younger candidate emerges, I'm definitely going to support these candidates. Now, I'm linking that back to what Shehu Sani is saying now, that look, whatever it is this man has said, I don't think he's going to follow that particular thing. He's going to get the ticket, whether within this particular political party or another party. Don't forget that recently, the ADC in Atiku Abubakar's home state, in fact, in his word, are saying, look, you have to come back home and get your party membership card. So if you till now, that means till now he still does not have the card.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not a member of that political party.
I'm thinking differently. I think these people are planning something. It's going to be a big shock.
He has left
not said he's going to move to a party.
He's a member of the DDC. But what he said is that he's a member of the coalition. So who are the coalition? There are some who are already in the ADC. So there is still something. It's still shrouded in secrecy somehow. So some things might still unfold even before the election.
It will definitely unfold, honestly.
We'll keep our fingers crossed on that.
Definitely. I think it's a fine place to leave it this morning. Definitely. Thank you for being a part of this segment. And of course, we need to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll take the weather reports. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Casts. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Alright, welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television. Daybreak Live Extra, your channel of choice. Yes, it is time to walk you through what weather looks like across the country this morning. Now we start with the ancient metropolitan city of hospitality, Ibadan. As weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius right here in Ibadan this morning. It will be mostly cloudy later in the morning at 27 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy in the afternoon at 31 degrees Celsius, mostly clear in the evening at 26 degrees Celsius, and overnight there will be showers in Ibadan at 24 degrees Celsius.
All right, let's drive down to Osogbo this morning, Osun State. Weather feels like 27 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 2% in the afternoon, 31 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 5%, and in the evening, 25 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 7%. Overnight, 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 24%. And wind is 3 kilometers per hour. That's what we have for Osun this morning.
And in Lagos State, Nigeria, this morning is partly cloudy at 26 degrees Celsius cumulatively. But the morning part would be 27 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy. Partly cloudy in the afternoon at 29 degrees Celsius. Evening, 27 degrees Celsius is quite clear. And overnight, showers expected at 26 degrees Celsius. So if you're in Lagos State, get a blanket.
All right, moving down to Abeokuta in Ogun State this morning. Weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius in Abeokuta right now. And later in the morning, it will be mostly cloudy and rise to 28 degrees Celsius in Abeokuta. Partly cloudy in the afternoon at 32 degrees Celsius. It will be clear in the evening at 26 degrees Celsius. Few showers overnight at 24 degrees Celsius. Wind is expected to be around 2 kilometers per hour. Humidity at 95%.
Well, let's drive down to Ekiti this morning. Weather feels like 26 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 2%. In the afternoon, 30 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 7%. And in the evening, 24 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 8%. Overnight, 23 degrees Celsius, foggy around 11%. Wind is around 3 kilometers per hour. That's what we have for Ekiti this morning. You might not need to get blankets. It depends on you. Thank you.
But if you are driving overnight in Ekiti, you have to be really careful.
Definitely.
Because of the roads.
Yeah,
Ilorin East is where we go now to Kwara State. Straight up, the weather feels like 24 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy. The average condition right there. The morning part would have a 27 degrees Celsius, cloudy. Afternoon, 31 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy. And the evening time will be clear at 26 degrees Celsius. And overnight, 24 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy as well in Ilorin East, Kwara State today.
All right, moving on. Let's move straight to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This morning, weather currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius in Abuja. It will be partly cloudy later in the morning at 27 degrees Celsius. There will be scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon at 29 degrees Celsius. And partly cloudy in the evening, 24 degrees Celsius. It will be all clear overnight at 23 degrees Celsius in Abuja today.
Let's head straight to Kaduna South this morning, where it feels like 27 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 2% in the afternoon. 31 degrees Celsius, mostly sunny, 10%. In the evening, 24 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 20%. And overnight, 22 degrees Celsius, clear, around 9%. That's what we have for Kaduna South this morning.
And to the biggest state in Nigeria, that's Niger State. Suleja is where we are now. Weather feels like 22 degrees Celsius is fair. And of course, later in the morning, 27 degrees Celsius, cloudy. Isolated thunderstorms are expected in the afternoon period of at 30 degrees Celsius in Suleja, and the evening is 24 degrees Celsius as well. Overnight, 23 degrees Celsius, mostly clear, also in Suleja, Niger State.
All right, moving further up in Kano, this morning, the Kano Municipal, weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius in Kano, and later in the morning it will be sunny and rise to 30 degrees Celsius. Also sunny in the afternoon at 35 degrees Celsius. It will be clear in the evening at 28 degrees Celsius, and overnight 24 degrees Celsius, also clear in Kano today.
All right, let's cross over to Port Harcourt Rivers this morning. In the state of certain politicians in this country, do not allow me to mention their names. Thank you very much. Weather this morning feels like 25 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 11%. In the afternoon, 26 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 16%. In the evening, 22 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 24%. And overnight, 21 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 22%. Do well to prepare for that.
All right, I think that will be all on Weather Report this morning. This will be the convenient point to leave it on Weather Report. Let's go on a quick break. When we return with breaking news, we'll be back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Casts. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Hello and welcome. This is Daybreak News on Dominion Television. My name is Anolu Akpo Idowu. President Bola Tinubu is scheduled to commission the $400 million Otakipo onshore crude oil export terminal in Rivers State on October 8th, the first new crude export facility to be built in Nigeria. The inauguration is expected to attract top government officials, including the Minister of State for Petroleum, Oil, Senator Heineken Lokpobiri, Rivers State Governor Similai Fubara, and key stakeholders across the oil and gas sector. The terminal is expected to boost crude oil production and address Nigeria's long-standing evacuation challenges. Vice President Kashim Shettima has returned to Abuja after representing President Bola Tinubu at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York and high-level engagements in Germany. The Vice President's aircraft landed at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, where it was received by senior government officials. During the week-long engagement, Shettima delivered the President's national statement at the United Nations General Assembly, calling for comprehensive reforms of the global body. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, warned that uncertainty over the legal framework for the 2027 general elections could unsettle the Commission's preparations. This was said while receiving a delegation of the European Union Election Observation Follow-up Mission to Nigeria. Yakubu appealed to the National Assembly to expedite action on the electoral reform proposal currently before it. He further appealed to the National Assembly for an expeditious consideration of the electoral reform proposal. And away from that, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has destroyed seized fake, expired, substandard, falsified drugs and products worth 15 billion naira in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. According to the Director General of the agency, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, the destruction became necessary to prevent reintroduction of the drugs into circulation. The products destroyed include expired, counterfeit, uncontrolled, unregistered, and banned drugs such as analgin, cocodamol, codeine, cough syrup, tramadol, oxytocin, and various types of vaccines. Away now from the Paysetter State, where the Niger State government has warned residents living along the River Niger and River Kaduna to relocate to safer areas following the release of water from major hydro dams in the state. The Niger State Emergency Management Agency issued the warning in a statement signed by its Director General, Abdullahi Baba Ara. He explained that the development was due to the ongoing discharge of water from the Kanji, Shiroro, Zungeru, and Jeba hydroelectric dams. In business, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, has clarified that it did not sign the communique that ended its nationwide strike against the Dangote refinery. The union suspended the strike after the intervention of the federal government, but insisted that its concerns were not fully addressed. Addressing newsmen at the press conference in Abuja, Pengasan President Festus Osifo warned that the strike would resume without notice if the refinery failed to honor the resolutions. And finally, in sports, Shooting Stars Sports Club 3SC of Ibadan has received high commendation from their chairman, Honorable Taiwo Lekon Salami, following a hard-fought 2-1 comeback victory over Warri Wolves in Ozoro, Delta State, marking the team's first away win in the ongoing Nigeria Professional Football League (NPFL) season. In a statement issued after the match, Honorable Lekon Salami, speaking on behalf of Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, revealed that the governor has promised a special bonus to the team for every away victory secured during the campaign. Lekon Salami hailed the team's determination and unity in bouncing back from a disappointing home defeat to Bayelsa United. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and next at Dominion Cast. And that's Daybreak News. I am Anolua Paul Idowu. Daybreak Live continues shortly. Stay with us.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
I welcome you back. Thank you for being a part of this program. This is newspaper headlines analysis, and of course we need to look at some of the major stories across the dailies. My name is Oluwayemi Adelako. Let's start from New Telegraph. I have this headline that says 2027, I won't step down for anybody. That's coming from Atiku, ready to support whoever gets a ticket, contrary to what some media outlets are publishing to say that Atiku is willing to step down. I think, looking at some of the stories that I have, and of course the spokesperson came out to clarify that particular issue to say Atiku is not stepping down, but should any young candidate win the primaries, is going to support the person full-time. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says independents reduce food prices and security. Khan tells Tinubu after the presidential speech for October 1st, a lot of Nigerians, had something to say about the fact that, some of the things that the president mentioned are not obtainable in reality. And then the Khan is, speaking to Tinubu to say reduce food prices and end insecurity. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says mosque is world's first half trillionaire. And then people, began to compare mosque with, some of the known billionaires in Nigeria and, of course, outside Nigeria to say, okay, mosque, has been able to get this title. And then I feel like there's some, silent trillionaire, across the world that we do not even know about. Away from that, but then congratulations to him. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says uncertainty over legal framework and India electoral process. That's coming from INEC, and that headline as its writers says review report contains 142 recommendations for electoral reforms. Tinubu NAS wants 2027 election better, more transparent. That's coming from Abbas. So really, I think at this point in time, a lot of Nigerians are coming out to register. It is the duty of INEC to ensure that things will work perfectly better than 2023, because I mean we are going to have several elections in this country. Osun State election is coming up next year, and the general elections 2027. So it is time for INEC to begin to look at the problems that were encountered in the last elections to see how they can fix those problems to ensure that we have a free and fair election. Away from that, let's also check this one that says, we didn't sign reconciliation part. Pengasan says after strike suspension, I really do not think we have peace over this matter yet. Speaking about Pengasan and Dangote, because I mean, what is this headline really talking about to say we did not sign reconciliation part? Why then was the strike suspended? Because I mean, Dangote has come out to say that, okay, the workers that were sacked will be taken back, and then Pengasan, called off the strike, but it appears that there are still some underlying issues that must be resolved. Away from New Telegraph this morning, let's cross over to Nigerian Tribune. I have this headline that says, Nigeria at 65, PDP carpet Tinubu says president's speech boring, uninspiring, full of lies. We'll talk about that this morning. Because apart from the PDP, other opposition party and other opposition persons, or let me say politicians, are also complaining about the presidential speech to say that some of the things that were mentioned are not true, far from truth. PDP is saying it is boring, uninspiring, and full of lies. We get to talk about that this morning. Another headline says the Osun Assembly wants bank not to honor unauthorized financial institutions on local government account. We are still trying to find a way to settle this all local government finance, local government revenue in Osun State. I just hope that this can be resolved before the Osun State elections and come 2026. Away from that, let's cross over to Daily Independence this morning. I have a headline that says 2027, I never said I would step down from presidential race. That's coming from Atiku. Tinubu's Independence Day broadcast full of misleading claims. That's coming from PDP. The banner line is saying service outages may persist as telcos suffer over 100,000 fire caught. Sector rebounds as active mobile lines rise by 2.2 in August. That's a very, sad situation, really. Crossing over, let's talk about this one that says failing family system, cause of rising insecurity in Nigeria. I think is one thing we should look at. That's coming from the CDS to say that some problems that we have across several families in Nigeria is part of what is causing insecurity. Don't forget that a lot is going on in Kwara State. I watched a video of a certain woman, an elderly woman, crying out profusely about her husband who was killed. Several persons have died. So even people who volunteered to safeguard the lives of people and properties were killed. It's a lot, honestly. And then away from that headline, let's check this one that says the Rivers Emergency Rule Court dismisses suit against Tinubu. Do not forget that a lot of persons took the matter to court to say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had no right whatsoever to suspend a sitting governor. Speaking about Simlaif Bara, and of course installing a sole administrator in terms of IBAS, and then the matter was taken to court, but then the court has ruled to say that okay, this particular claim has no stand, and then the president had every right to do that. Right from that headline, I also have this one that says delaying legal reforms may disrupt planning of 2027 polls. That's coming from INEC. European Union election mission 6 constitutional judicial reforms ahead of polls. We've spoken about that already. Finally, for this morning, let's check what's going on Leadership Friday. We still have this headline that says internal conflict won't stop our national convention. That's coming from the PDP. Definitely, there are internal conflict within the party, but the party is saying we are going to have a convention regardless of all of those things happening. And I think it's going to happen in a battle. Let's look forward to that. Away from that, I have this headline that says Senate approval includes 10 billion naira for cars, travels 9 billion naira, phone calls 1.2 billion naira. Another headline this morning is saying women set save ablaze in Bauchi. That's a very sad one. We don't know, why that happened, but we get to talk about it if time permits us this morning. It's time to take a short break, and when we come back, I'll have my analysts join me to help me make sense of the top stories that we have across the dailies this morning. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Casts. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. I have with me Lekon Shobowale, a journalist and a public affairs analyst. Welcome on board. Yeah, is it too late to say Happy Independence Day?
Not too late.
Okay. All right. This headline caught my attention a few minutes ago that says, tinted glass NBA fumes as police impound George's vehicle. And then he's saying that, a letter was written to the IGP on Thursday to say that this matter is still in court in terms of, how things that should be done about people who have not, gotten their tinted glass. So why should you impound a George's vehicle? What do you make of this matter? Because apart from the judge, people are speaking on behalf of this judge because there's a judge. What about other Nigerians who do not have someone to speak out for them?
Well, on the issue of tinted glass, I think due to the rising insecurity in Nigeria, it is very important for our security agencies to take some proactive steps in order to curb these. Everywhere in Nigeria, you'll be hearing of high waves of insecurity all around. And one of the things that these people used, the so-called, is all these are tinted glasses. Most times when you see cars, well tinted, you don't know who is inside the car. It becomes very difficult to identify the driver or even the occupants of that car. So I think, yes, there is a pending court case, but the Nigerian police force 2 or 3 days ago came out and said, their decisions to begin to commence, impounding tinted glasses without permits, have nothing to do with the case in court. So I don't know, but we are still. I think today is October 3rd, right?
Yes.
And they said that they are going to commence that yesterday, and we've not been able to see any. I don't know. I'm not aware that they've commenced the enforcement of the ban on tinted glasses. I've not heard that they impounded any car, especially in Oyo State. So, but I think we should look at the essence, the importance of these enforcement, which is to curb insecurity. All of us, we are panicking. We are hearing everything that is happening in Kwara State, very close to Oyo State. And these people, according to intelligence information, they are moving towards Oyo State. So, and when they are coming, of course, they will do that with, one of their techniques is coming into the city, the town with all these tinted glasses. And so, I think it is very important for people to understand, and it costs you nothing to. Tinted glass permit is just 45,000 naira. So if you want to tint your car, and it's very easy.
But then some people are experiencing difficulty because a lot of them have to pay online, and then when they get to the center to register properly, they will still tell them to come and pay some certain amount of money.
No. You can just download it on your phone. I also use tinted glass, so you can download it on your phone. Then, whatever. If you're having an issue, for those of us living in Ibadan, LA is very close by. Even for those outside Ibadan, I'm talking about your state now.
Okay.
You can always walk into any of these area commands, police area commands office to lodge your complaint. They give you a cover-up letter that just like when you want to have your driver's license, you can request for a cover letter that you are show them the receipt that you are undergoing the process of your tinted glass permit. But generally, it is very important for us to sort this out once and for all, so that you won't just see criminals hiding under the, the excuses of using tinted glasses coming into town to, to harm our people.
Okay, I think it's a fine place to leave it. Let's look at this headline that says, Nigeria at 65, PDP carpets Tinubu, says president's speech boring, uninspiring and full of lies. Do you agree with this? Because apart from even PDP, even some Nigerians are saying that some of the things that the president said are not true. Yes,
PDP is an opposition party, and time immemorial, you can never see any opposition parties to commend the ruling government. The duty of the opposition party is to always checkmate, to always be on their toes, but it should not be where the present administration have tried. Let us commend them, and everybody knows that what PDP is saying is that we have so much hunger in the land, and it is very obvious. All of us knows. President Tinubu, made, the president was talking about data. He was talking about the information at his disposal, but in the real sense of it, everybody knows that there is hunger in this land. So, like I said yesterday, it is not just the responsibility of the president, the PDP that are now complaining. We have PDP governors, like in our state we have PDP governors. The governors are meant to interpret the policies of the president. And one of the ways to interpret, take for instance, we have some of the states, the ones that are before now, that are getting 5 billion, 6 billion, they are now getting 15, 17, 18, 20 billion now. And what is the effect of that? Subsidy has been removed, more money are coming to the states, more grants are coming to the states. The best way to interpret the policy of the president is by injecting more money, into the public space. It is not about building roads. Yes, it's good to build roads. It's not about building roads. It's not about building airports. It's not about building government. It's not about building stadium. It is about building the people. Before now we have what we called stomach infrastructure. You have to empower the people. You have to put something in their stomach. You can do that through various means. So it is not by saying that what the president was. Yes, looking at the speech of the president, okay, to some extent, Nigerians are escorted. We have improved security, in some of the regions now. Before now, we know what we used to have. Aside from exceptional cases.
A lot of Nigerians will not agree with you on that.
Yes,
because they feel like
we have exceptional cases.
Okay.
Like Kwara State, you understand. But when you look at it generally, we are not where we used to be, but we can still improve. All over the world, you have security issues. You have, even in the United States of America, in the last 2-3 weeks. Of course, you can hear what has been happening. From the killing of the
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, so we have it all around us. You understand? So the effects will surely be coming into Nigeria. So the federal government has tried its best, but that does not mean we are not yet there, in terms of insecurity, but it can still be better. So what the president read 2 days ago was, it's data. You understand? The information that was handed over to the president. You understand? But what I know is that at least we are not where we used to be. But my belief is that things can still get better. But the PDP, the opposition parties, they also have elected officers.
Okay.
They should also do what they need. I just mentioned of increased revenue allocation to the state now. The PDP governors, what are they doing in order to enhance the welfare of the people? You understand? We build capital project and so, but you have to also build your people. When you build your people, President Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, not the president of your state, not the president of FCT. Even in FCT, we have FCT minister who is in charge of FCT. You understand? And the president believes that he has done the right thing by giving this governor more money. So he is not giving them money to go and build airports, to go and build this, to go and build that. He is giving them money to go and You know, take for instance, minimum wage. We have someone that are paying 70, 77, 80,000. We have someone that is paying 104,000 naira. So if it takes you to be paying your workers 200,000 naira for them to, because when you pay them this money, they take it to the markets. You know, traders, they have their own, carpenters, they have their own, mechanics have their own, panel. So, you know, the money is cycled within the public space. So, you know, but I'm not surprised, you know, that should be the duty of a very serious opposition party. But yes, we are not there, you know, but I believe we are improving.
All right, I think it's a fine place to leave that headline. Let's check this one out that is saying article rules out quitting presidential race, lament PWP woes. I'm surprised that some media outlets are saying that article saying Atiku wants to step down from the race, while Atiku said that I'm not stepping down from the race, but if any young candidate should win the primaries, I'm going to support him. Now, Shehu Sani said something, recently to say that, it would take a lot for Atiku to lose the primaries. Do you agree with that? Because some Nigerians are saying, okay, is it that the fate of the primaries has already been decided, even few months, or let me say, no, we have like over a year now before the primaries. Has it been decided for him to come out to say that? Will it not deter some persons to contest?
It has been decided a very long time ago. You know, if you remember, I said it a few months ago that I don't see any serious contender in ADC with Atiku Abubakar.
What if Obi joins?
See, everybody knows the history of Atiku Abubakar. You know, I was reading a piece this morning about Yunusa Tanko, the campaign DG of Peter Obi, saying that they are not going to, Peter Obi have this slogan of not giving shishi. And that's what the man said, that they know what Atiku is up to. They know that the ticket, whether in ADC or in any other coalition party, is going to be up for grabs, the highest bidder. Okay. But Peter Obi is not ready to spend a kobo to get the ticket. So that, even in his own, is pointing to the fact that because Nigerian politics has been characterized with money, Nigerian politics has been monetized. So there is no way you want to organize a free, it is so difficult, not only in ADC, in PDP, in APC, in all this party. You understand? It has been monetized. So there is no way. You cannot just imagine Peter Obi contesting the primary with Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar since 1992. We read his history in what happened at a Jos SDP primary in 1992. You understand? You know what happened in 1999? Between Atiku and Obasanjo. Even in 2007, you know what happened? You go and read about Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar has never stepped down for anybody. He did that just once. He has contested for this president for like 6-7 times. He only did that in 1992, and he was forced to do that by his godfather, the late Musa Yar'Adua, if you understand. So, and out of 7-8 times that he has contested, he has stepped down just for once. So, Atiku Abubakar will never step down for anybody. You understand? And when it comes to the primary, Atiku Abubakar is there to spend the money. When Peter Obi will not spend shishi, Atiku Abubakar will spend dollars. So the primary will be dollarized. And it's not as if Peter Obi doesn't have that dollar, but Peter Obi will not spend the kobo. His philosophy, his principle of not spending shishi. They have been saying that they are not going to spend the kobo. But Atiku Abubakar will spend, you remember 2014 National Convention of APC. The then coalition party APC. Okay. We all know what happened at Slim Balogun Stadium. If not for the intervention of the then Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar will have won that election. It took President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to came in at that time. The convention was dollarized. By Atiku Abubakar, the likes of Ucha Sukurucha, the likes of Rabi Kwakwanso. It was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that stepped in, for late Muhammadu Buhari. So that has been the attribute of. I don't see any serious contest in this ADC in 2027 presidential election. Look at what happened at a PDP primary in 2023. Wike Wike is also having the dollars. Look at what happened. Look at what transpired. Look at the political coup that happened there. Even with all the monies that Wike has gathered, you know, Atiku still flowed in. So, who are those in ADC that we want to contest against? Are you talking about Peter Obi that will not spend shishi? Are you talking about Malanosi Rufai that is not even serious, that his loyalty?
I don't even think he's interested in contesting.
Yes, his loyalty is to nobody, so selfish and greedy.
What about Amici?
Forget about it. You know, Amici cannot withstand the monetary strength and the political strength of Atiku Abubakar. No, so it's just the ADC ticket, presidential ticket is just for Atiku Abubakar. It's just, you know, Abubakar is just looking for, you know, someone that can, you know, team up with him, work for him, especially in at this side of the country, in the southern region of the country. So Atiku knows that the ADC ticket is a straight jacket win for him. So I don't see, you know, the Peter Obi movement, the no, you don't spend shishi movement, all those stuff. They cannot stop Atiku Abubakar from getting that ticket. They know. You know, that's what Yunusa Tako said this morning, that they know that the opposite will be dollarized, and that is just the truth. And that is what Atiku Abubakar will do. So I don't see anybody taking that ticket away from Atiku Abubakar. If Atiku Abubakar is going to contest from ADC.
All right, it's a fine place to leave it. We'll come back to talk about this whole matter after the ADC primaries. Let's talk about Pengassan now. I have this headline that says, we didn't sign reconciliation part. Pengassan says after strike suspension. Will you say that it appears that all those, you know, struggles and then the conflicts, you know, have not been resolved yet? Because Dangote has said that, okay, we are going to take back all those that we sacked, and then Pengassan called off the strike. Pengassan is now saying we did not sign a reconciliation part. Is it that Pengassan, you know, called off the strike because the federal government weighed in on the matter?
You know, I said it yesterday that the issue is still a very long way to be resolved. The issue has not been resolved. You know, Yusufu said it yesterday that the only reason they suspended that strike, you know, because there are these insinuations flying around that the Pengassan and NUPEG are being used by some group of politicians. And the man said they suspended that strike, number one, because of the confidence they have in the federal government. Number two, because they want to, you know, debunk the rumor that they are being used by politicians. You understand? Number three, they want to show that they are also patriotic Nigerians. The man said it yesterday that they don't trust Dangote. They know that Dangote will never, you know, he said it yesterday. He said it so many things that they know that Dangote will never fulfill his own side of the obligation. You know, I was reading some, you know, write-up this morning where I read that Dangote is saying that the affected workers should stay in their houses, that he's going to pay them for 5 years without doing nothing. That they should not, he doesn't want them to come to his refinery. They should just stay in their houses, waking and sleeping, eating and drinking. If they have opportunity of taking up some other appointment, that he's going to be paying them every month, and he will pay them for 5 months. That's a new dimension to it. So that he never trusts those people, that they can still come back and sabotage his efforts, that can come back and sabotage his mind. So, you know, this is what Osifo is saying, that they know that Dangote will never fulfill his own side of the obligation. But they suspended that strike because they want to, you know, just look at it. Just within 3 days, go and look at the losses of Nigeria, even Nigeria as a nation, just for 3 days. Look at the gas now. 1,000 for 1,005, from 1,000 to 1,250.
Now Nigerians are bearing like the brunt of the whole matter.
You understand? So that's why Sifu said that they suspended that strike just to show that they are patriotic Nigerians. But they know that Dangote will never back down. They know that Dangote is not going to fulfill his own side of the. So I don't know. You know, I can't. I guess that I just advise the federal government to just come up and, you know, I don't know, because Dangote is a businessman. He wants to make profits. You understand? And that, the Pengassan, they are bringing up the issue of unionism into, and, you know, it's going to be very difficult. Let's look at private institutions, you know, hardly you see or you hear anything like unionism. If you have 10 of them, maybe like 1 or 2 of them. You know, they don't like having all this union thing in there because they know that at a slightest provocation, the workers go on strike. And when they go on strike, how do you want to make up your money? How do you want to make up for your profits? So they will never allow anything called unions in their private organization. So I don't know. The federal government can just come into this, but I know that this problem is still, is still not resolved.
Federal government coming in. Some Nigerians are saying there was a time that Penkasan was disbanded by a military, head of state.
Yes.
They are saying, how can the federal government reduce, the power of Penkasan to make sure that all of these matters, are resolved? Will you say that, federal government should maybe disband Penkasan or suspend that sector
Yes.
for a while?
It's going to be, it's going to be difficult. We are not in a military government. We are in a democratic government. You don't just wake up. We are not Sonia Abacha, banned all these Penkasan, no Penk at that time, the time of Franco Kori and the likes then. But we are not in that era now.
Okay.
So President Tinubu cannot just wake up. President Muhammadu Buhari during his time tried that with NLC. If you remembered, what was this man? Former Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige. That was the time we have 2 NLC in Nigeria. At that time when the strike was a bit long, and that was the time the federal government registered. I cannot remember the name of that labor movement now. Nigerian Labour Congress. Another one now came up then, maybe from ASU, maybe from OAU. I cannot remember now. So, you cannot just ban them. You understand? It is the association, and we are operating with constitution in this present democratic governance. We have at least 1999 constitution as amended now. So, and it allows for freedom of association. You understand? So when you are planning to do that, you are trying to limit their fundamental human rights. You understand? Which, if they go to court, of course they will always win. So I don't know how, and it's even dangerous for our democracy. All these Pengas and all this no pen that you are talking about, they also have their own advantages. Okay. At a critical time. You understand? Look at the role they play during the General Sonia Abacha regime. They played a very important role, very serious role. The likes of Franco Kori and the likes. They are members and leaders of Nupeng and Pegasan there. You understand? So, you cannot just wash away or wish away their power. There are also labor unions. There are also associations that at the critical time they always stand up to fight for Nigeria. So it's going to be very difficult for you to advise the federal government. I don't subscribe. As a Democrat, I cannot subscribe to that. But I believe there will always be a way, to call this person, to talk to this person. Penkasan and Nupek, you understand that Dangote, like I said, Dangote is a private investment. This man invested a lot of money. There are so many businessmen that are more richer than Aliko Dangote. You understand? But they decided not to invest in Nigeria refinery, in Nigeria oil and gas sector. But Dangote is doing that at his own risk. So you have to encourage him. He's using his money, so you cannot just bring in Penkasan, Nupeng to disrupt his economic activities.
First of all, Osifo mentioned something to say that while he was, trying to build his refinery, FX, was actually, reduced for him.
Yes.
A lot of things were done to make sure that, he had a smooth, journey.
Yes, all those things are not excuses. Yeah, they are not. Dangote is a Nigerian. Okay. So you have to encourage. What the government used to do is that you encourage investors. Of course, you used to encourage foreign investors. So why won't you encourage your own local investors? President Tinubu did it now. Crude oil for Naira, for Dangote. And it's working. So whatever he can do, okay, look at it now. Dangote is a private investment. But the federal government intervened in resolving the logjam yesterday. So whatever the federal government needs to do, they have to do. Look at the location of our Dangote refinery. You know, it was negotiated, you know, to some extent. Some corners were bent, you know, for Dangote by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was the governor of Lagos State. So, a Nigerian investor, you have to do so many things for him to encourage him. So, when you are bringing in Nupeng, you are bringing in Pengasan, you know, it's, you know, the man is saying that, please, whoever that doesn't want to be part of Nupeng or Pengasan, let that person be.
Okay.
Sure, you understand? It's not saying that there should not be union and all those stuff in Dangote refinery, but don't coerce. Don't force people into it. That is what the man is saying. If I'm Dangote, if I'm the owner of that refinery, I can also do the same thing. Okay. Don't bring in NLC, UTUC, and all this stuff into my private investment. This is not government investment. It's my private. I invested my money into it. How many of Nigerian businessmen can do what Dangote has done? So we need to, you know, encourage him. Okay. You know, because things like this, when other businessmen are seeing this, they will decide not to do this. We have some Nigerians that have refineries outside the country just because of all this issue. You know, it doesn't make any sense and it's not too good. So federal government should just step in and resolve it, because because there are so many people that want to jeopardize the efforts of Dangote that they don't like how, now that we are having Dangote refinery in Nigeria, they don't want any refinery to work in Nigeria. So we should not allow those people. We should continue to encourage this man. Yes, he's an investor, he won monopoly. That is not the issue. But many Nigerians are working in that refinery. So we should encourage this man and not just to, you know, shut down the refinery because of Pengasan and all this new painting.
All right. I think it's a fine place to leave it. He also mentioned that if some persons are trying to sabotage him, I do hope that the federal government will do the needful and find a strategic way to solve this matter, you know, between Dangote and Pengasan. It's a fine place to leave it this morning. A big thanks to Lee Konshobowale, a journalist and public affairs analyst. Thank you for being a part of this program. Please stay with us. We need to take a short break, and when we come back, big story with Kamal. Samson Balogun is standing by. My name is Oluwayemi Adelaku. I'm saying thank you for being a part of the segment.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, good morning and welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live Extra. I am your host, Samson Balogun. And today we are diving into a subject that touches every dreamer, every innovator, and every forward thinker. Entrepreneurship and personal development, the pillars of success. All right, thank you for being a part of the show. Samson Balogun, once again, is my name. In a world where ideas shape destinies and self-growth fuels achievement, the journey of success is incomplete without the balance of enterprise and personal transformation. From building our businesses that solve real problems to cultivating habits that sharpen our minds and character, entrepreneurship and personal development go hand in hand. Joining us to break this down is someone who truly embodies these principles. Femi Peters, a seasoned entrepreneur, transformation speaker, content creator, and the convener of the Primetime Conference in Ibadan. His insights and experiences will help us uncover the strategies, mindset shifts, and practices that make success attainable and sustainable. Thank you for joining us. Femi Peters is with me in the studio this morning. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here this morning.
All right, you wear so many caps. You are an entrepreneur, transformation speaker, content creator, convener of the Primetime Conference. How did this journey begin for you?
While I was coming this morning, I saw a quote, and I would like to start from there.
Okay.
It says, don't wait for opportunities, create opportunities. You see, over time, people think, oh, while I just sit, there are going to be space for me in rooms that I don't expect. And I feel like if you don't create opportunities yourself, you will just keep being on the same spot. So everything that you've mentioned about me started all the way from creating opportunities for myself.
Okay.
I'm like, there's this particular saying, I say, if they don't give me chance, I will create a chance for myself. So
you take it by force,
yeah,
whether they like it or not.
Yeah,
Now, let's go back to how it all started. Education, moving down to what you do now. So how did it all start from the educational level?
Well, I finished from one of the best secondary school in Africa, and that's Government College Ibadan. So
up school,
up GCI.
Okay.
So it all started from there, and I've always been a leader. I've always been a leader. If you are in a group and God has given you a kind of gift to bring people together, definitely you should fire the flame. I mean, like, fan the flame so that it can grow bigger and bigger. So it all started from Government College Ibadan while I was given opportunities to lead people, and from there I went to Federal College of Education Abeokuta, where I was one of the executive of my department. So leadership has been the thing, entrepreneurship has been. I remember vividly when I was in secondary school, Government College Ibadan. There was a particular year, I think it was our final year. My friend and I know Benga, is now in the UK. We sold chin-chin in class. So I think that is the genesis of the entrepreneurship for me. Okay,
so when you left school, how did it all come together? At what point did you realize, oh, this is really what I have to face?
All right. I remember when I finished from Federal College of Education, before I further my education in University of Ibadan, I just sat one day and I'm like, the way things are going in this country, I don't think I should wait. I'm like, let me just create opportunities for myself. And that was when I conceived the idea of Green Fingers Creation, where it's basically an event planning company where I also hire ushers. A lot of people that know me will know in the city of Ibadan back then in 2018, 2019, my ushers are one of the best in town. So it all started right from 2018 after school.
So you started picking in one after the other?
One after the other, one after the other.
So when you start doing something and an idea comes, how do you fuse that into what you currently do, that it doesn't kill what you already started?
Okay, that is one of the major problems people face every time. I think that when God gives you an idea, and the first thing you have to do is pen it down.
Right.
That's one of the mistakes people do. They don't pen it down. So when you pen it down, you already wrote the visions down. And when an idea comes again, you'll be like, okay, how can I merge this thing together and it will be infused and one would not stop another one. Last week I was at a program and someone asked a question and said, oh, I'm a 9-to-5 job. Like I have a 9-to-5 job. And I want to also start entrepreneurship. I'm like, yeah, this is what you are going to do. Do not let your 9-to-5 job, I mean, 9-to-5, it's already stated 9-to-5. Do your 9-to-5, and after 9-to-5, do other things you want to do. So that was how I was able to merge things together. I infused them. Okay, I started event planning. I'm like, I have ushers. Then along the line, I could talk. So I said, why not host events? Why not, you know, talk to people? From there, I'm a very good speaker right from secondary school, like I said. So I started talking and, you know, people started inviting me.
So every entrepreneur, they have faced one challenge or the other, especially in the business landscape in Nigeria. So far, how has it been for you in the business world?
In the business world, I would say number one thing that we lack in Africa is, you know, people giving us loans. And I would like to come from that angle. I think a lot of people, when they have chances to be with rich people, they do not know what to ask. See, if a rich man gives you money, the rich man has cheated you. But if the rich man gives you an access, of course, you have everything. So I would say most of the time, we don't create credibility for ourselves. Like I started now, I have created credibility for myself. Along the line, money will come. Because Cosmas Maduka, the popular billionaire, once said, there are faces of money. Before he gets to the physical cash, there are like 5 other faces. The credibility part, the credible relationship, the character building, the integrity, before it now comes to money. So if you don't build all of those things, I'm sorry to say, money might not come.
So how do you take these steps and then you don't get to jump any of them to achieve success? Sometimes people they jump the goal and then move from probably step 1 to step 3, and they eventually go back to step 1 because they have not started the right way. So how did you get all this correctly moving on?
All right, it's very simple. I would like to say to young people that are watching me at home that, you know, if you jump one step to another, you will still come back to that step. I am very, very sure of this saying every time that money is the root of evil. So when you have the mindset that it is not just about money, it is not just about money, because young people these days is just money, money, money. So they tend to jump the step. So in case where jumping of step, you know, happens, make sure you trace your step back. You see, if you jump the face of credibility and you move to character building, sometimes it will take you a lot of years to still come back. So every other time when you have to jump a space, make sure you always trace yourself back. Like I said, what I was saying the other time, I said, write the vision down. When you have the vision written down, it will be very easy for us. It will be very, very easy for us as young people everywhere in the world.
Now let's digress a little bit. I was talking to a few of my friends yesterday evening, and I will spoke about self-doubt, especially when the idea is still in the embryo. Some people get to think, oh, can I even do this? And then they discover that out of 1,000 ideas they have not really actually done any of it. So how do you move on? Even when you have so many ideas, how do you place them one after the other? How do you know which one comes next?
All right, I would tell a story. This was last year in the city of Ibadan. So I was to host a very major event, creative, I can't really remember. It was organized by the Oyo State government. So I was invited alongside with one other person to actually host the red carpet. So in my mind, of course, I have hosted events, I have done a whole lot, and I am still self-doubting myself, like, how would I
Can I really handle
this? I mean, the dignitaries that will be at that event, can I really handle them? And lo and behold, the person that was supposed to actually co-host with me didn't come. And
And it was just you.
It was just me.
You had the expectation of leveraging on what that person is bringing to the table.
Of course, I'm like, I would just, stay behind and be like, oh, she will do it, she will do it. And at the end of the day, she didn't come. So I'm left to do the whole thing. But I said to myself, I can do it, I can do it. And that was how I was able to do it. So what I would tell people that have self-doubt is, there's always this part that will always tell you you can do it. Why don't you just trust that part as well? A part is telling you can't do it. Another part is saying you can do it. So what I will end with it is be competent as well. Competence is very, very important. We have to be competent in whatever we do. If you are not competent, people will not be able to trust you. So in overall, I would say you have to trust yourself as well.
Now, let's talk a little bit about public speaking.
Okay.
That's one area that so many people are venturing into these days, especially for people who do podcasts, video broadcasting too, and someone that's creating content. Now, how do you... I've seen people do it. They have not been there, but they are talking about it. Will they actually have the energy and, of course, the strength? I mean, the deposit in them, the depth in them to actually pass the message across to people who are actually going through that at that time when you have not been there.
When they've not gotten to that point. They just want to start, right?
Yes.
So in that case, there is always a first time. There's always a first time. I'll give you a scenario as well. Just this very last week, we were in church and we're having our youth Sunday, and I was supposed to host the event. But I saw a lady and I'm like, she can also do this. She can do this. And I said to her, she's like, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I said, there is always a first time. Trust me, we gave her the first time and she did it very, very well. So what I'm going to say to people starting out is trust your instinct. Because you've not been there doesn't mean you won't get there. I started somewhere. I watched videos before I started. So that's where the competence actually comes in. Be keen to learning. I have learned a lot. I read books a lot. I watch videos a lot. So I think when you subjected yourself to learning, it will be very much easier for you to start out.
Now, let's talk about defining moments.
All right.
People go through this a lot of times, and they don't even know that's the point for them to make a turn or maybe do something else. So when does a person who's venturing into business, who's venturing into public speaking, motivational speaking, how do you know where the curve is, where that defining moment is?
I love this particular question because I am in that particular phase of my life right now. I actually started a movement this year in Ibadan. It's called Prime Time Conference. And if you look at the word Prime Time Conference... I
was coming to Prime Time itself, but then you can go on.
It means, when we talk about prime time, it means when you've actually, pinpoint a particular moment. Prime means, wow, it's the exciting moment. So I think youths or young people generally, even old people, we should be able to understand our prime time. I mean, when you study, that's why I don't joke with the place of God. I don't joke with the place of God. You should be able to discern, oh, this particular moment, this direction. Even in business, we should be able to say, okay, this particular time, I think if we put this energy in this, we will get this result. So as young people, whatever age, we should be able to discern that moment that, okay, people are loving this kind of stuff that I do. I think I should put more energy. I will give an example of Bra Shaggy. If you look at Bra Shaggy, I think it started with Eat Me. And along the line, it was changing the whole life. Gradually.
No one noticing actually.
Yeah, no one noticed. If you check Mr. Macaroni as well, you see he started with Lecturer. And now is Freaky. So I think you should be able
even
to...
MC Lively.
MC Lively. Yeah, MC Lively. And this particular content creator as well, Lasisi, If you watch Lasisi's content,
it's a full-blown actor now.
Yes, it's changed. So you should be able to understand that. Okay, let me digress. Let me look into this angle again. Let me look into this angle. So if you are able to discern the moment, you'll be able to do it well.
Now, very quickly before we leave that part, for a content creator, you're already on a particular concept. You have been doing it for maybe 2 years, 3 years. Then that defining moment came.
Okay.
But how do you really notice that this content, I'm going to outlive my usefulness on this content if I don't change very quickly? We have seen content creators in Ibadan, Lagos and everywhere, just like you said, they switched. But then, linking something totally different to what you are doing, how do you connect the dots?
See, it is creativity. It is creativity. If you are not creative, you can't join the content creating world. So you have to be creative in your mind. And that's why I would say, after being creative, make sure you have a creative community. Have a creative community. Have people that will tell you the truth. Because in the world we live now, people don't tell the truth. So if you are opportune to have people that will tell you the truth, you are blessed. I will give an example. I have a brother that sings, and lately he's been doing a lot of copycatting. We are like, okay, if you continue this path, you might not really do it well. Why don't you stay in your lane? If he doesn't have people that will tell him the truth, he will sway away. So having the people that will tell you the truth and having a creative community that would always put a guide on. I have a lot of communities I've joined. Like, you know, I joined Ibadan YouTubers community, Ibadan content creators. So we guide ourselves. Have a guiding, you know.
There's a principle that guides everyone on the platform.
Yes.
Now, exactly. let's talk about you as an entrepreneur. You have been there. You have done business. You have probably switched from one business to the other over time.
Of course.
And the reason you are here is because you succeeded at it.
Yeah.
Now, let's pick this one particularly. The Nigerian economic landscape, so far, how does it encourage or maybe beat down intending business owners in the country?
You see, I would say this, just like I said, money is very important, but money is an exchange of value. So if you don't have value to give, there's no way you'll make the money. There's this saying I always say, if you don't have exchange to give and you have money, you're a thief. If you don't have a blueprint of...
You don't have what to sell.
Oh, yeah. If you don't have a blueprint of how you come about this thing, then you are a thief. So, like I said, it's an exchange for value. So if you are not bringing a kind of value to the table, people are not going to... See, if you start a business today and it's valuable, trust me, in no time, it will yield. That's the truth. It will yield. It might take time. And we are created in the part of the world where we don't have access to loans or to grants or anything like that. But trust me, coming from the beginning, if you build credibility and credible relationship, you will get there.
Now, very quickly, before we talk about prime time.
Okay.
When it comes to business,
all right,
we have seen people get it wrong for one reason or the other.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I have noticed about business owners, especially in Ibadan these days, is that they have a business and they have a personality.
Yeah.
They don't know which one to sell first and which one goes first before the other one sells the other.
All right.
So where do you sit down and say, look, this is where I have to face first. Maybe I should sell my brand and then my brand sells me, or I sell myself to the people and then my personality sells my brand to them.
Okay, I am not going to give a final answer, but I'm going to give an advice. And I will give examples of people. If you look at the likes of Wuli Arule,
right,
he made the name. You know, there was so many applaud around his name, and he started Arule Beard Oil. If you remember, if you know Arule, he also started the kaftan that he made. So I think what you should do is, if you are in the middle of, you know, you are building your personal brand and your business, I feel like to sell your business more, if you build your personal brand, you will sell your business more. So, you know, in this case, it is not everybody. Not everybody has a personal brand.
Right.
So some people have business and they don't want their faces to be shown.
Just
like a particular business that I am building right now. It's an healthcare company, and I'm the business development manager. The director does not want to be seen, of course. So in that case, if you have a personal brand and you have a business running, I would subscribe that you build your personal brand so that you'll be able to sell your business. People will be able to listen to you. Like myself now, whatever, if I start I have a lineup of a business I'm starting very soon. If I start it, people will buy. I have the name. So I think if you are in that kind of situation, you don't know what to do next, build your personal brand. You'll be able to enter into some rooms that you'll be able to tell people about your business.
All right, let's talk about the Primetime Conference.
Yeah.
It has become a recognized platform in Ibadan.
Yeah.
So what inspired Primetime?
Well, what inspired Primetime is the fact that I feel like young people these days wait for a particular period of time for them to say they want to start whatever
and they keep waiting and waiting.
They keep waiting. So I started Primetime at 30 years old when I have had the idea, like maybe I was 22 when I had the idea, and I started it when I was 30 years old. So I think Primetime came from the idea of you starting whatever God has given you. Start it now. Why don't you start it? Don't let anything hold you back. Because at the end of the day, if you start it, by the time you look at 1 year, 2 years, you won't be where you used to be. That is the truth. And I can tell you, Primetime started February this year, and I am not where I used to be. So imagine if I have started 7 years ago. So I would tell people, start it now.
So I was about to ask you your success stories so far, having started Primetime.
Primetime has opened doors for me. That's what I would say. Primetime has actually opened doors. I mean, people calling me from United States, from Canada, and saying, don't worry, I think this is a good idea. We will support you in the next coming one if there is any coming one. So I think my success has been so loud. And I pray and I hope that it continues like this.
So Primetime is going to be a yearly thing, quarterly thing?
It's going to be a yearly thing. It's going to be a yearly thing because I actually used my birthday to celebrate it this year.
Okay.
I became 30 years old this year and I'm like, God, I don't want to stay in that place that I have been. Let Primetime come. And that was how Primetime came.
Now, how do you define success in your field?
Well, success to me is very different from what people think. You know, some people define success to be cars. Some people define success to be houses. I define success to be, you know, being an impactful person. Being an impactful person. How many people have you been able to impact? How many people have you been able to impact? So success for me is reaching out, making my voices go around the globe. I mean, when you are someone that people can sort for, prime ministers of nations will call for me, president of countries will call for me, and when there is problems, I will be called for solutions. So success for me is not the houses, it's not the cars. Success for me is inspiring and impacting young generation.
So in the current world we are in, what are the pillars you think an entrepreneur should build to stay relevant in business and most definitely to stay successful?
All right, I would say consistency. This is a message for someone who has been on a path for so long. I would say, because in sometimes when you want to give advice to someone that is on a wrong path, you won't tell the person consistency. Because a lot of people are on a wrong path, and if they keep being consistent, they will still keep getting the same results. So, but I would say, if you are so sure about the path you are on, please be consistent.
Okay. This question just popped in. Let me ask you very quickly. This is about someone who is also a public speaker, okay. An event host, says, oh, if I want to upgrade my brand, okay. Say for example, I host these kinds of events, and I feel, oh, I want to charge more now because I feel I offer more. Okay. So where is that moment where you started? Remember that some people will stop giving you roles
Yeah.
just because you have decided to step up a little bit.
Yeah.
So where do you go from there? Do you take the little you get, or you just continue with what you are doing?
Well, I would say you be rigid. It might be hard at first. I remember there was a time I was supposed to get a job as an event decorator. I was styling that event, and the person called me and said, okay, how much are you charging for the event? And I said, well, I've done my costing. Everything is 800,000 naira. Trust me. He asked another person, and the person gave him a bill of, I think it was 2.3 or so. He left the 800,000 naira.
I went for that of 2.3 million.
Going for 2.3 million.
Thinking is for quality.
Quality. So if quality is not cheap, that's the truth. That's the summary of it. Quality is not. So if you want to stay on quality, you have to make sure that the services, the product you are delivering is quality, and stay on it. Whoever your customers will come. Another problem entrepreneurs have is they don't know their customer. They don't have a target audience. If you want to start a business, you must be able to say, okay, it's the average class that I want to focus on. Is the middle class, is the rich people. For me, I would say I'm starting a clothing line very soon, and it's luxury for rich people. I'm sorry, but that is what I want to offer. I want to offer the quality, the best.
Premium brand.
The premium. So if you are in that space, make sure if you want to, skyrocket your price, make sure the quality you are giving is also top notch.
Right. So when it comes to also doing that, what you just said, where's the space of personal development in all of that?
Personal development is very important, because even as a business owner, if you are not personally developed, you won't be able to talk to people that, oh, this is what I do. Last week we were at an event, and someone, just a few days ago, we were October 1st, and someone said, I have a business and I don't know how to talk to people. I'm sorry to say, your business, it is only your family members that will be patronizing you. So personal development revolves around you developing your mind. Your mind, being able to talk to people, your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is very important. There's this particular saying, emotional bank account, EBA. For you to actually remember this, remember EBA. You know EBA is A-B-A, and a lot of us like EBA. I love EBA so much. So emotional bank account is very, very important when we are talking about personal development. You should be able to understand that, okay, this person, if I tell him this, he might not take it well. Being able to, or I said something that is not wrong. I remember vividly, I used to do something while I was in school. During the day, if I offend some of my classmates, because I was very, very troublesome, if I offend some of my classmates, every day when I get home, when I'm on my bed, I just start thinking, who did I offend today? Some of them will see my calls at like 12 a.m. in the morning and be like, Musoro, come by Elano, please, I'm sorry. So I have developed my mind to an extent that, there are some things that people see as normal that I don't see as normal. Right. So if you are developed, if your mind is developed, even to do business will be very easy. It will be very easy.
All right, before we go very quickly, while starting all of this, you being an entrepreneur, a public speaker, a convener, was there a point where you had to model your persona, your character, your person around someone else, or you started your own craft from scratch?
Oh, well, I have a lot of people that I look up to, but trust me, I am myself. Femi Peters is Femi Peters. I remembered when I was in school, a lot of people, I used to have, a very big afro, and people call me Korede Bello, Korede Bello. In fact, a whole lot of girls wanted to be my girlfriend at the time because I look like Korede Bello. But I said to myself, I'm not Korede Bello. I am Femi Peters. I am myself. But I look up to a lot of persons. I have my pastor in church. I have a lot of people. I love Steve Harvey. I love Stephen the billionaire, I call him, Stephen Akitayo. I love him so much. There are a lot of people that I look up to. I have my mentor in the United States of America, Professor Clint. I look up to people like that, but I am myself.
Okay. Before we go to, finally, on this note, what's next for you, Femi Peters? New projects, goals, visions, beyond prime time?
Well, beyond prime time, God has given me the global voice, and I feel like it would be very, very selfish of me to restrict myself to Ibadan. So next for me is going global with the voice. Okay. Going global with the voice, and you know, a lot of people have been saying, come speak here, come speak here. So a lot of great things. I have my book coming next year, hopefully by February it will be done. You know, a very, very great insight that will help businesses, help for personal development all over the world, not just Nigeria, but all over the world.
All right, thank you, Femi Peters, for being a part of the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
It has been a wonderful session with you.
Yeah, thank
I would have loved to continue because there's so much to unpack, but most definitely our time is fast spent on the show.
All right.
I would hope to have you back some other time and have you know, deep conversations as regards what we just discussed today.
All right, I would like to say a very big thank you to Dominion TV, and I would like to say thank you to everyone watching as well. And my wife is watching. I want to say thank you to my wife as well. I love you so much.
All right, thank you for joining us. Now, that's where we'll leave it today on The Big Story. We have seen that entrepreneurship isn't just about creating businesses, but about creating value. And personal development isn't just about self-improvement, but about building the capacity to lead, inspire, and succeed. A big thank you to my guest, Femi Peters, for sharing his wisdom, and to you, our viewers, for staying tuned. Remember, the pillars of success stand strong only when you keep investing in your growth and daring to take bold steps. Let's go on a quick break. Don't forget, stay inspired, stay purposeful, and up next is Trend Watch. I'm your host, Samson Balogun. This has been The Big Story on Daybreak Live Extra.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB Van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB Van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live Extra, right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. Now it's time to take you through trends on social media and what the people are buzzing about. Of course, I stay with me in the studio, Luayemi Adelaku and Anulu Akbo. Glad to have you guys back.
Thank you. Well done.
That was an insightful conversation you had.
Definitely. It will continue just like you mentioned.
Yes, it's true. He has to come back.
Okay. So what we're talking about this morning, Yaloja, that's the Kika. Yaloja General is alien to us, and that's coming from Oba of Benin to say that. Let's check the story. Let me read to you, some of the paragraphs. The Oba of Benin were a second as to the Yaloja General of Market Women Association, Mrs. Folashade Ojo Tinubu, that Yaloja general concept is alien to Benin tradition. The revered monarch made the clarification when he hosted Ojo Tinubu at his palace in Benin City, Edo State capital. And Oba assertions was in response to the criticism that followed the emergence of Mrs. Josephine as the head of market women in Edo State, who, in the company of Mrs. Ojo Tinubu, were led to the palace by the director, Office of the First Lady, Edo State, Mrs. Adesili Anani, and other market women in the state. Let me not read all, I don't want to bore you, and of course the audience. This story is basically talking about the fact that Folashade Tinubu, that's the Yaloja General, that's how people call her. She was in Edo State recently to install Yaloja of Edo State. And of course, in person of Mrs. Josephine. And then the Oba of Benin, had to tell her that this concept is alien to us. We are we are familiar with Iyeki, that's what they call it. And of course, we don't have Yaloja, or let me say someone that supersedes the affairs of all the market women in Edo State. Each market has an Iyeki, and that Iyeki performs some functions that has to do with traditional functions, with the palace. So we cannot have that concept of one Yaloja that will now manage the affairs of all the Edo State market women, unlike how we have maybe in Lagos or Ibadan. So a lot of persons have some things to say that. Even me, when I saw the story, I was shocked, because while the inauguration was going on, some women were singing some Yoruba songs to say that, Yamori and the likes. I was surprised that is it Bini people themselves, or maybe some Yoruba persons, followed Yaloja General to the place to sing that particular song.
You see,
it's an issue.
The Edo Bene is a place where it's just like Nigeria. There are different languages, different cultures, all under the same banner, which is Benin, Edo State. So basically, there are Yoruba-speaking Edos who are actually, they speak fluent Yoruba just like you would do. And sometimes some are more concentrated Yoruba that you might not really understand much, but then there is still a word. If you check their names too, you'll see, there is a particular name, Oluwatobi and the likes, but then the pronunciation might be a little bit different with what you are used to. But where I'm coming from is, I think someone should just, tell them to slow down a little bit. I mean, when talking about the Yaloja General thing, this is not a crisis that started today. There have been people who revolted, even in Lagos, about emergence as the Yaloja General in Nigeria, and that, this will always happen, especially when people have resentments against you, and that this is just not new. But spreading the tentacles I think, is the next thing they are trying to do. Going to Edo State, and they have their own culture. They have their own tradition. That's how they do it. And if you are going to, you see, sometimes the reason I'm more pained about, adopting policies and not localizing it is that it's more or less like you erasing tradition. You want to erase history. You want to rewrite your own history while trying to jettison what has been there before now. So I think the first thing they should have done is to look at how it is being done in Edo State, and not just bring a culture that is alien to them, just like the king actually said. So it's a lot to undo right now, and I know that this statement by the Oba will take them back to the drawing board. How do you want to adopt your own style that suits what we are doing at the national level? I think that should have been the first thing. But putting the cart before the horse was totally wrong in the first place.
You took that out of my mouth. I was going to say that in this kind of things, it wouldn't have become a problem if they had made consultations before going to install. I think it was after the installation that people protested to say, oh, no, we don't want this. This is alien to what we do. I mean, the first thing to do if you want to, I mean, we were taught in extension that whenever you want to get into a village or a particular system, the first thing is look out for the stakeholders, right? After the stakeholders, look out for the stakeholders. Could be the chief, the king, all of the people, market, all of that. So let's have a conversation. Involved. Exactly. Yes. Concerned persons. What do? We want to introduce this. Would you buy into it? No. I mean, it's so simple. Nib it in the board straight away. There's no point dragging over this issue. It's not necessary. They don't want it, and now you discover. You should have discovered before you made the installation. I think that's exactly one of the problems that they cause with this kind of thing.
Okay, I think you have a very good point. One more thing is the inauguration happened, I think in the government house, and that was when they now moved to the palace of the Oba, and then the Oba was saying, let some chiefs that are knowledgeable about this also explain to you. Even the Oba asked a question, I'm speaking of the Yaloda General, that do you know that we operate a yeki in this place, and then each market has an yeki. We do not have like a sole Yaloja that oversees the affairs of the market women, and she said she's aware. So one more thing that I want us to talk about is the fact that the body language of the women who attended the inauguration is different from that of the king. And some persons, some Bini people are saying this is alien to us. Most of them were saying, oh, the event went well, we are glad to have this and that. Okay, then the 2.5 million votes that Governor Okpebholo promised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2027, we are working towards achieving that. So it's looking like this is political beyond. Okay, we want to make sure that the market women are well catered for. It's looking political. And we'll check some comments, and I will love you to respond to that. Yeah.
And talking about comments, Shego says, make Fola Shade come market for Kano. Come do Yaloja. I mean, well, she will come, and I don't think anything will happen. She will definitely go there. It's. I mean, there's nothing that will happen aside from, oh, we don't want this policy.
But Kano is a little bit different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The only thing that will happen is, oh, we don't want your own style. We have what we do here, and that will be all. I don't think anything will happen to her for going there to say, look, let's do things this way. So
that question, but when people say Nigeria is one, we actually won, yeah. But when it comes to these kind of things, people protest. I'll take the leave-in. It says, I think blaming Tinubu isn't right. Rather, it's the Edo governor who should know better, that should take the fall. He should have advised Iyabo accordingly. Imposition of strange autonomy is not going to go down well with some culture. She should just limit herself to Southwest.
You see, that's what I was saying about placing the cart before the horse. You should have been the king's palace first, then to the governor's office, because they are the major stakeholders. The governor's only just...
That released this comment is the fact that the king said the yeki must perform some rituals, in connection to the palace. So how sure are we that this person that was installed can do all of that? I think it's left for Benin people, and of course the federal government should come, maybe not the federal government, but maybe respectable, leaders or sectors should weigh into this matter to see how we can be best resolved.
That would be the convenient point to leave it on today's show. We do hope that, we'll have more time, maybe next week to discuss further issues. But most definitely we have to go out
and as well install the Yaloja.
Yes, as the Yaloja of Dominion, Yaloja of Dominion broadcast.
No. He's left to be to decide what I want to
take. You look
pretty
much like an Yaloja today, so let's just...
Maybe by Monday when I'm on Blaze, I ask you, we'll have something different to say.
No, that will be corporate Yaloja. We have to go. All right, weekends are not just for breaks from work. They are just the time for you to refuel and refire the following Monday. Samson Balogun is my name. Until next week, when we shall be meeting you again, same time, same station. Keep being good, keep being safe out there. Bye for now.
All right, thank you for being a part of the show. Before I go, I want to say this. When you meet people who have resolve, find humility by all means. Learn, relearn, and unlearn. My name is Oluwayemi Adela. I'm saying good morning.
Do the right things, irrespective of who is doing the wrong things. I mean, it's very important that you take the best foot forward. Strike it. My name is Anulo Akwedo. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye for now.
Thank you.